Tech Committee. What do you have for us today?
The what?
Tech Committee.
Show of hands, how many people have tested or messed with the .82 repeater in any way since yesterday afternoon at about 3 o'clock? 2. 3, all right. So, and what do you think?
Great improvement.
Wonderful.
What'd you do?
What we did yesterday, after about a week or 10 days of having switched our repeaters, Sam and Jim and I switched them back. So now at Black's we're using the original old Bridgecom radio, and at Newcastle on 2.1 we're using the Yaesu DR2X. Other than that, that's really the only change we made. But we made one more very important change, and that was just before we left, we swapped it over to the original downward-facing orange antenna that previously people complained about, and it works marvelously. At my house, I was getting the repeater previously at about 3/4 scale. After swapping it over, it's maxed out, and Henry experienced the same thing. So that was an experiment, and I think it probably provided some interesting observations, but I expect we're going to hear noise again once the wind gets that thing flopping around, and whatever bad connection or broken elements are going to be making and breaking, we'll see it again. The thing to look for, the key thing is, when you look at the received signal strength on your meter, an FM repeater should never have a deviation of the signal strength. Deviation changes, but not the RF signal. So if you see that drop in 3 or 4 S units when it's windy, there's the symptom. Yes, sir.
Could make sure that you do the secretary's report?
Me.
Okay, who puts out the roster?
That's me.
You do the roster? Okay, would you make sure that if you guys have changed up at the top where you have the repeater and where it's located, make sure that's correct on the next one that goes out?
Well, it's the way it originally was. We're back to the original
Frequencies
configuration.
never changed.
And the location never changed.
Okay,
Reprogrammed
okay,
each
good.
one of them.
So
The
everything's
21
back
was
the way it
still out
was.
there.
But I've
was
never
just-
really paid attention to where those antennas are. Apparently I need to now, so I'll use that as my material.
So right now, let's just use it and enjoy it, but, we can't bear the expense of going up the tower and, a climbing crew, and as we discussed previously, a new antenna in for the ham band would be somewhere between $1,200 and $1,500. Yeah, and they're hard to find too. They're not that plentiful. So there it is. Everything else is working, and we're in good shape. But I can't say how long it's going to work. And now, one good thing that did come out of this, for those who don't know, there had been suspicion about the old Bridgecom repeater being not so good. Well, it worked marvelously down at on 2.1, so proves nothing wrong with the repeater. However, when we got it to Black's, I had trouble getting it to power back. It powered up, and it looked like it did the self-check, but the display didn't come on. And we've mentioned that earlier, that that's a problem. If we had the computer, which I didn't have in the cable, because I didn't anticipate this problem, after about 3 power cycles or 4, it eventually came up where I could read the display, and then I could select the .82 repeater. And in the repeater, there are programmed channels, so it's not like we have to reconfigure each time. You just select which one you want to be the active profile, and that sets all the parameters for you. Any questions?
Well, I'd like to add that, the other thing that happened with the Bridgecom is they did open it up at field day and do some work in there, put some grounding and worked on some grounding. And the other thing, maybe it just needed a field trip. It just wanted to take a ride. It was bored. We gave it a ride down to Newcastle for a few days and back up, and it's happier now. I don't know.
Yeah. So it proves we don't need to buy a new repeater immediately. Yes, sir.
The other thing that was done that previously was when Don tweaked those cans for us.
Oh, yeah.
And got that separation taken care of.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that went hand in hand with the other problem, then going from there back to the original antenna that we had and so on and so forth. It's a great improvement.
And we also have a new cable between the, hardline connection and the duplexer.
You guys are
Yeah.
doing well. We appreciate your work.
Now, next step, somebody said, well, where's the All-Star? Well, only so many hours in a day, but now that things have calmed down, I'd like to, Sam, Don, and Dwayne, I'd like to, before we leave here, get together and determine a time or morning when we can get down to Integris and start installing that and setting it up. So, any questions?